Alright, Shalom. First and foremost, I want to give all praises, glory, and honor, which is due unto Yahweh, Bashim, Yahushai, Bahasham, Kadash. Double honors to the apostles, bishops, and elders, the great ones who do well and have taught this truth. Shalom. And Shalom to the Lord's elect. Okay, starting with 144,000. You know, and the rest of the elect. And I wanted to just do a quick video. You know, I saw Apostle Tahar's video on Bishop Nathaniel saying that we will be here for another 20, 30 years. You know, and whether he sold out or just, you know, that statement just shows that, you know, you put that statement out to people, they're going to think that, you know, they're not going to be in haste in this place's downfall. And if you believe that, if you subscribe to that, then it also shows that you don't really understand these prophecies. You don't understand what time you're in. You know? You know, when Yahushua was talking about, I believe it's in Matthew 24, if I'm not mistaken, you know, how you tell the season. He said when the plant is tender and the branches, you know that what? Summer is nigh. You know? Because everything's coming back to life, everything's springing up in the spring. Okay? So what's the next season after spring? Summer. Alright? You know that summer's there when you start to see those signs. And everything has its time, everything has its season, everything has its signs. You know? That's how we measure the time diligently. How do we do that? Through the prophecies in the scriptures. Okay? If World War I had just happened, and this was 1940, for example, right? Well, World War happened in like before that, maybe before that. But let's say that we're in let's say we're in 1935 right now. Let's say we was in 1935 and we were reading the prophecy that spoke about the Second World. Okay? The Second World War. We'd be looking at politically what's happening and be like, oh, we're approaching the Second World War. That's the prophecy. But as it is written, the Second War is past, behold, the Third War cometh quickly. We're in the time of the Third World War. And if you're paying attention to what's happening in society, you know, you're paying attention to what's happening geopolitically, then you'd be an idiot. You're just blind. You know, you can't see the time that we're in, man. It's as simple as that. Well, the Apostle Paul said it. He said, you know perfectly the day of the Lord. How do we know that? We know that because we understand the scriptures, we understand these prophecies. Okay? We understand that, well, first of all, one of the major prophecies that we're waiting for, that Apostle Tahar mentioned in his video, is the mark of the beast prophecy, Revelation 13. Okay, 13 to 16 on down. Right? I think this is the exit. Right. It's pretty short. There we go. As you can tell, I'm in a transit. Yeah, right path. So, mark of the beast prophecy was mentioned, which we believe is the microchip implant. That's what it is. Okay. Now, you look at what's going on in society, moving towards a cashless society. You're seeing them push the chip more and more. You see what Elon Musk is doing, Neuralink, different other companies, okay, competing against each other, pushing the boundaries. You know, human trials. That's the time we're in, man. Okay? So, we're in the time of that prophecy being fulfilled. And that's an end-time prophecy. That's one of the prophecies, one of the last prophecies on this side that will be fulfilled before the end comes, before Yahushua returns. Okay? Because that's a major factor of this New World Order agenda that Esau's trying to push. And that's why the scriptures tell us in Job the 20th chapter, as he's about to fill his belly, the Lord's going to rain that wrath upon him. Okay, bringing what? The destruction. Alright? Trump, right? You know, which he's nothing but a puppet, but he's over there as a president of America doing his role perfectly. What's he doing? He's riding on the people, he's causing opposition in America, okay? And then he's pissing off a lot of people outside of America, okay? You know, in the world theater, if you will, these all these politicians, you know, all these people, they work together, okay? So, you know, there's a war going on. Okay, there's a war going. Things are brewing more and more. You know, and it's a matter of time before the missiles are shot. Okay, there's going to be a lot more wars. There's going to be a lot more things happening on the earth, especially over there in America. Okay, a lot more job losses, a lot more anarchy, a lot more, you know, sedition, insurrection. All right, the word insurrection means a violent uprising. All right, it can be like against like a government body. Okay, that's the time that we're in. Okay, if you've been watching the news, you see what's going on. That's the time we're in. Okay, financial woes, stock market crashes. You know, watch any kind of like end time TV show or end time movie, and it's all rolled into one. People being against, you know, people having problems with immigrants and immigration, and, you know, a lot of problems that they had in the ancient Rome, the pagan Roman Empire, are resurfacing. Devaluing of the currency. Okay, people complaining about immigration. Ain't nothing new under the sun, man, and this is Rome all over again. Okay, America and this empire that rules the earth ain't nothing but Rome all over again, man. Okay, this beast system, EU and NATO, is NATO spearheaded by America. Okay, which America is really the whore that rides the beast. Okay. You know, that's the time that we're in, man. So when you're seeing everything that you watch on the news, you're seeing all these things, you're seeing, especially the development of chip. Okay. Look, the scriptures say that this word is going to be published all around the world. That's in Matthew 24 chapter. Okay. How is that going to be done? Through the internet. Now the internet's been around properly, the World Wide Web and all that, since what, late 90s, I'd say, early 90s, late 90s. The truth has been on YouTube since what, you know, early 2000s. The apostles mentioned that they came on YouTube in 2007, I believe it was 2006, 2007, I think it was what they mentioned. You know, if I'm correct on that, 2007, I believe. And, you know, this truth is everywhere, man. It's global. That's why you got camps all over. So pretty much, believers all over, man. So, what it say in that scripture said, "And then shall the end come." So we already know that we're at the very end. Okay. The last few prophecies we're really waiting for is what Jacob's trouble. Okay, which works in tandem with the MOTB, Revelation 13 and 16, and then the destruction, the missiles, the destruction scriptures, the Lord coming with the chariots. That's the time we're in. Okay. So 20, 30 years, you're pushing it, my man. You're pushing it. Come on, man. No, Esau don't even want that shit to go on. He's looking to do that new world order agenda, man. He's got 20, 30 agendas he speaks about. Come on, man. 20, 45. The devil can't wait to come with great wrath. He knows he have a short time. He's trying to fulfill this himself. Okay? Everything's moving according to the plan of Yahweh Shemel Shai. And that's all set out in the prophecies. And we understand the prophecies. And that's why we understand the time that we're in. Okay? So, hey, you know, this is just a quick video, just to touch on that point and go whatever was edifying. With that, man, I'm going to say shalom. Shalom to you.